Hello, welcome to you all. In this session, we are going to explore the very important topic in operating system, which is called the system call by the operating system. So, operating system is a very important component of computer system. So, operating system manage the whole hardware or the whole computer system. So, that is why operating system calls the different resources such as how the process perform, how the file are managed, how the information is managed. So that is why the operating system calls are very important. So let's discuss about the different calls. So what we will learn today, what is a system call? We have the different types of system calls. We have the process control call, file management call, device management call, information maintenance call, and we have the communication calls. So let's explore about the what is system calls. So system calls provide an interface between a user program and operating system. So when we run an operating system on our hardware or in our computer, so this operating system is the just the interface between the hardware and the user. So that is why the system call provide an interface between the user program and the operating system, that what the user provide, what are the user requirement expectations from the system. So that is why system calls are very important. The system call interface layer contains the entry point in kernel mode. So kernel is the nucleus of operating system. So in system call, it is the interface layer contain entry point in the kernel mode. So it just the entry of processes and file management and memory management in the kernel code. So that is why all the system resources are managed by the kernel. Any request from the user, any request from the uh, user or application that involves access to any system resources must be handled by the kernel code. So kernel code is a very important component. In kernel manage all the resources or all the system resources. That is why any call from the system will be managed by the kernel. So that is why the kernel is very important in case of system call. So we have the system calls allow process and user to manipulate system resources. With the help of system calls, we can manipulate the resources such as memory, files, maintenance calls. So everything that is called by the operating system. So that is why the system computer system contains a lot of processes and works. So that is why the responsibility of operating system is to call the right component on the right time. So we have the main types of system calls. We have the process control calls. These types of system calls are used to control the processes such as end process, execute process, create process, or terminate process when required. So that is why the system calls include the process control. So that is why the processes are managed by the operating system and they call the process to end, to create or execute. So that is why the processes are controlled, and that is why more than one process are executed in the operating system. So that is why the process control call is about to end the process, abort the process, create the process, and terminate the process. We have the file management call. So file management call contains the main operations about files such as create the file, delete the file, close or write into the file. So that is why we create a lot of files in our computer system. So operating system calls the file management to perform these operations, to create the file or delete the file or whatever the file operation is required. So this is a very important call, which is file management. So we use and create a lot of files in our daily life computer use. So that is why it is also very important. So we have the device management call. So as we know that we connect a lot of devices to the computer system. So that is why device management is very important, and operating system call the device management to manage the input output devices. So these types of system calls are used to manage the devices. Some example include request the device, release the device, and other device attributes. So this is why we use a lot of input output and connect the input output devices to the computer system. So that is why device management is called by the operating system to handle all these device management. So information maintenance. So information maintenance is that operating system runs on the computer system. So that is why the operating system calls when the maintenance is required, when the file management is required, when the device management is required. So that is why the information maintenance is these types of system call are used to maintain information, that is get time or date, set time or date. So that is why it is called information maintenance call. So system will be clocked with the right times or get or set with the right times. So that is why this include information maintenance calls. We have the communication calls. So these system calls are used for communication, such as include, create, delete, communication, connection. So the purposes of system call is that when we connect devices, when we create files, when we want to communicate with others, so all these things are distributed in operating system. That is why our computer system works smoothly. So all these things are called by the operating system when they are required. So it's a very important functionality of operating system, and we call them operating system calls, in which operating system calls the relevant functionality to perform its operation according to its use. So it's all about the system calls. Thanks for watching.